Hey everyone, how's it growing? This is Miss Sammy, your garden teacher, and I just wanted to say hi, to check in, and to let you know that me and the garden really miss you. So here at the garden, things have been really quiet. Of course, the birds are still chirping and the bugs are still around, but it definitely is missing you guys. So I thought I would bring the garden to you a little bit and give you a little tour to show you what has been growing since you've been gone. All right, let's check it out. A few months ago, my students at MUS helped me to plant this garden bed full of chard and celery. This one is a pink rainbow chard next to a yellow one, and there's also green rainbow chard as well, which you can see right here. This is a piece of celery, and we did use a lot of celery earlier in the year to make a snack called ants on a log, but there's plenty more to harvest right now. This garden bed used to be filled with mint, and once you have it in a bed, it's really hard to get rid of. So there is still lots of mint growing in here, along with arugula, which is great on salads and also on pizza. That's what an arugula leaf looks like, and this one has flowered, which means the leaves will taste a little bit different than when it's not flowering. Over here is where Mrs. Crane's class planted the Scarlet Emperor beans. They start off with a really beautiful orangish red blossom that you can see right here. And once the pollinators come and visit, things like bees and butterflies, the plant will start to produce the bean pod. So it starts off tiny, like this, and then as it gains more nutrients and water and sunlight, the bean will grow to a larger size. Here's a sort of medium size bean and an even bigger one. And then finally, when these beans are ready to harvest, they'll be about 12 inches long, an entire foot long bean pod. And inside of these bean pods are the most beautiful seeds I've ever seen. They start off this bright pink color, and as they dry out, they turn to a purple and black. So these beans are edible. You can cook with them, although I have never experimented so far. I'm excited to try. So these beans get their name because of the scarlet seed, and emperor is kind of because it's such a large bean pod. Those are some of my favorite things growing here. On this edge of the garden are some patches of nasturtium. Nasturtium are edible flowers that actually prefer if you don't take care of them very much. They grow all over Santa Barbara all by themselves, and they enjoy nutrient-poor soil. So I don't even have to water these, and they do wonderfully. They taste pretty good. They kind of have a peppery flavor, which not everybody likes. I think it's pretty good though. There's more red nasturtium here in that barrel, and along the wall over here we have some flowers. This orange one is called calendula, and it's next to a California poppy that hasn't bloomed yet. Here's some marigold and more nasturtium. And shading those flowers is a big lemon tree that has gigantic lemons. I'm not sure why they're so large. Over here is our herb garden. It's filled with really great things, such as the cilantro that's right here, the chamomile flowers, which you can dry out and turn into a relaxing tea. Over here we have some shallots growing. Once the leaves wither away and turn even more brown, we'll know it's time to harvest them. Back in this corner we have some thyme growing. It's really great to use fresh or dried, and right now it has some white flowers blooming on it. Next to the thyme we have garlic chives. These pack a great punch of flavor to add to any dish. These purple and white flowers are called sweet alyssum, and they're there for the pollinators. Lastly, this is fennel, which tastes like black licorice. Over here is where we planted fava beans a few months ago, and they have completely taken over this area of the garden. They have gotten so huge It's now a fava bean forest. The bean pods look like this, and they're really delicious. You can eat them raw, or you can shell them and cook with them as well. Over in this part of the garden is some kale, a little bit of cabbage, and broccoli that has gone to flower. And against the wall here is some lemon verbena and white sage. Both of these plants smell super amazing, and I wish that you could smell them through the screen. Alright everyone, well it's time for me to say goodbye for now, but I'll be making these videos every so often and sending them out to you all. So hopefully you have some honeysuckle in your garden or in your neighborhood that you can still enjoy. See you soon.